What's poppin', BSinians? So recently I saw that we were celebrating the anniversary of Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. So I just want to talk about why it's great. I'll say, I was in a conversation with one of my friends lately. It was the dude I shouted out when I was talking about that the 90s era was the best era for cartoons. And I shouted him out because, he's old and decrepit. And I'm like, well, you think the 80s because you're old and stupid. Allow me to read my disclaimer. I respect the ages of people from all eras, and I mean no harm or ill will to anybody born before the 90s. I respect you, and I love you. You deserve to have a whole life. So then we got to talking. He told me that he actually didn't think the 80s was the best era for cartoons. And he said the 2000s. And I wanted to immediately object. But then I remembered that Static Shock started in 2000. The run was 2000 and 2004. And then within that run, Justice League happened. And then after that, Justice League Unlimited happened. And then there's also like Ben 10, Avatar, just a bunch of stuff that happened in like 2000 and 2010. So that's a different video. But thinking about Justice League Unlimited, I feel like Justice League Unlimited did for DC the thing that they are dying to do now. And that was use established characters to introduce characters that most people have never heard of. Like, Marvel gets all this credit in James Gunn for bringing Guardians of the Galaxy out from the depths. Like, it wasn't even a popular comic book, and they were able to take those characters and make a very popular movie trilogy out of it. And not knocking that, but they did that with Justice League Unlimited first. I mean, Shining Knight? What? I think Justice League Unlimited, that was like the strongest point of the series. It had plenty of great storyline. There were callbacks there were callbacks to everything. To Justice League Unlimited itself, to Justice League, to Batman the Animated Series, to Superman the Animated Series, to Static Shock. Like there was lots of callbacks and lots of progressive storytelling. And a constant, basically seamless weaving in of folks we knew nothing or very little about, in such a way that after watching Justice League Unlimited, we felt like we knew and understood these characters we'd never heard of before. And that's what DC is sorely trying to do. Clearly with Black Adam. But yeah, man, JLU, a class of its own.